Hello, can you hear me
Hi.
okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
We can. You're a little bit
Awesome.
quiet, but it could be no,
I'm
I think
trying
it's just
my.
I think it's just my computer.
It's just you. Okay.
Okay, you're good
Okay.
now. You're good.
Awesome.
Welcome. Everybody say
Hi.
hello.
Hi,
Okay,
everybody.
so, thanks everyone for joining. I wanted to just quickly thank Amit for joining us today as our guest. I know a lot, I'm going to let her introduce herself in just a second, but just wanted to start off by saying that I know a lot of you guys follow her on Instagram and, the Sephora sale it's a big thing. We have so much content around it and a lot of you guys are always asking for recommendations. I thought, what better than to do a live where we can like chat and geek out about makeup in real time and we can kind of help each other out, help us figure out if we want to shop the Sephora sale, what products to buy so we don't, waste our money on things that we don't really need or aren't going to work for us. So I thought this would be just a fun thing to, hang out and chat about whether you're shopping the sale or not. And I reached out to Amit to join us because so many of you guys follow her on Instagram for all of the beauty news, all the new releases, and we have so many fun conversations over there on her Instagram account. So I just thought it would be fun to have similar conversations here on this live. So please welcome her today. And I'll also just say before she introduces herself that she does have a new Instagram account, which she has here on her, actually, let me make us a little bit bigger here, which she has on her name tag. So make sure you go and give her a follow and make sure you're following her new account because her old one is now gone and she started a fresh one. So make sure you do that. It's going to be linked in the description box down below. And without further ado, I'm going to let Amit introduce herself and she's going to tell a little bit about herself to you guys because I know you guys are just dying to see the face behind the Instagram account. So take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I want to start off by thanking you, Sophia, for inviting me to do this live with you. I've been subscribed to your channel for a couple of years now, and I always look forward to your videos. You're so much fun, and we can always count on you for honest feedback and reviews. So thank you. Thank you
Oh,
so much
yeah,
for
my
having me.
pleasure. Thank you.
So again, my name is Amit, and you guys might know me from Amit Beauty Talk, which, as Sophia said, was recently taken down, and unfortunately I had to restart. So now I'm at Amit Beauty Talk point two, if you want to follow me. I actually started my professional beauty news career back in 1997, I want to say, when my husband and I started a luxury lifestyle magazine in Miami. And for 22 years, as the creative director and the editorial director, I was always assigning stories to different writers, but the beauty column I always kept for myself because that was my love. That was the thing that made me really excited and happy going to work every day, amongst other things. But the beauty column was definitely my favorite. So for 22 years, I wrote beauty news. And then in March 2020, actually about 2 weeks before the COVID lockdowns, we got really, really lucky and we sold the magazine. Very lucky timing.
Yeah.
So from there, yeah, really lucky. So from there, I was freelance writing and I wrote for another beauty content creator, not beauty content creator, sorry, a YouTube content creator named Erin Busby from Busby Style. You guys might know her. She's like fashion and style for over 40. And I was writing her beauty column on her blog. And I did that for about 2 years. And that's about when I started my Instagram page. And then currently, I'm the beauty editor for Lifestyle Media Group, which has 7 titles in the South Florida area. So I think it's safe to say that I've been a beauty news geek for about 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram is only one of your most latest projects, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I actually really love it. I love it so much more than I thought. In the beginning, I kind of thought, well, you kind of have to have an Instagram. That's what all the cool kids are doing. And
Yeah.
now I really, really love it. Really love it. Like to the point where my husband is a little bit like, "Hi, I'm over here."
And it must be fun to get immediate, response and actual interaction with the people that you're, posting for, whereas, you know, when you're a beauty editor, you are curating something special, but you don't get like that sense of community necessarily, because it kind of goes out and then it's out.
100%. What I really love about the Instagram, and if some of the followers are here today, hopefully, I love that interaction of being able to answer questions and give feedback and laugh about things that didn't work for us or get excited
Yeah.
about things that do work. I love that instant, being able to interact with the audience, so to speak.
And it's hard as well because, like, well, we are such like a niche group of people, us paying attention to like every new thing that comes out. Like most of my friends and family just find out about stuff when they go to the store, or maybe they happen to see it go viral and then it gets their attention. I don't have any friends and family members that are paying attention to like the new holiday collections or anything like that. So that's kind of,
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I started my channel is because I wanted to connect with more like-minded people that were interested in like beauty and luxury and fashion. And so it is fun that we get to all, like, so many of us, since we just have this niche hobby, we're able to comment on this type of content, whether it's like my videos or your posts, because we probably could all say the same, that we don't have too many friends or family who are like us, who interested in this like very, very niche topic.
100%. 100%. My friends and family are very supportive of what I'm doing, but they definitely don't get it.
Marie, Marie says, I wake up and check my phone for new makeup, lol.
Me too.
So you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. But I thought, I wanted Ami to introduce herself, because I know so many of you, you chat with her on Instagram, and then it's like fun to kind of put a face to a name. And she is a beauty editor, which I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't know. And so hopefully you're dying to see what is in her Sephora cart. So we're actually going to go, like, we're all going to go shopping on Sephora right now. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you what is in my actual cart right now. I'm sure I won't buy all of it because it's like almost $1,000 worth of products, but I'm going to show you the things that I kind of want to get. And we're also going to take a look at Amit's picks as well. And ask questions, guys. If you have questions on, like, you want to hear our recommendations or something, put them in the chat. I'm going to do my best to triage them. And then we can give you our 2 cents, so we can all, give each other recommendations. And in fact, I'm going to start starring some of them now, now that I see coming through. Okay, let me try and present. Second. Here we go. All right. Amit, should I go first, or do you want to go first?
Why don't you go first? It's your show.
Okay, let's go. Let's hop into my cart. I'm going to show you guys what I've been taking a look at. Let's start with skincare. I want to show you guys this. I don't know if this is new. I think this brand, first off, can you see my screen?
I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, good. I can see it. I can see it in my little view here. Okay. So I got a sample of this product at my local Sephora here in Dallas. I was just, buying like some gift sets to review for my channel. And I don't know, I just happened, I was chatting with the lady at the cashier, and I don't know what made her want to give this to me, but she was like, oh, you know what, let me give you some samples of this brand that is new. I don't know how new the brand is, or if it's just new to Sephora. I didn't really ask them any questions, but she told me that like their founder had been in the store the week prior. So I guess they had done a little bit of education about this brand. And I don't know a ton about it, but I've tried 2 of their products from these like jumbo samples that she gave me. And this one really stood out to me. And I'm going to get this in the sale. Like, I'm totally getting this. This is the Matter of Fact Barrier Plus Antioxidant Treatment with bakuchiol and squalane. It says 20% liquid crystal lipids, if you could see that right there. And this is basically, it's an oil. Let me see if there's any good, like, Yeah, you can kind of see like the texture of it right there. It's an oil, but it's not as slippy as a lot of the other beauty oils that I've tried or that I've been sent from other brands. It almost has a slightly balm-like texture to it. It's like an oil balm hybrid. It looks like an oil when you put it in your hand, but it feels very cocooning and occlusive. And you guys know I have very dry skin. I have like eczema flare-ups, and I'm having to put makeup on and off my face, a lot of the day when I'm filming. So my skin can get a little bit irritated also. And I have a little jumbo sample, but I'm saving it because I'm going to be traveling for the next week and a half, and I'm going to buy the full size in the Sephora sale because it feels so nourishing on my skin. I'll use this at the end of my skincare routine just to kind of seal everything that I just put on. But I've also been using it like before I do my makeup. I'll take a little bit and I'll kind of put it around here where my skin tends to get the most dry, wherever I get those like dry patches after wearing my makeup for hours. And I feel like it just does a great job of smoothing out that area and keeping it hydrated and really locking in the moisture. Now, it says it has bakuchiol in it, which I think is that like plant, like a plant alternative, a vegan alternative to retinol, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really speak to that. Like I haven't been using it long enough. I am solely buying this because I just love how moisturizing it is. I was just impressed with the product. Have you heard of this brand?
I have not heard of this brand, but you have me very intrigued because I also have very, very dry skin and mature skin. So I'm always
Mm,
looking for hydration and moisture. I struggle with that quite a bit.
yeah.
So you definitely have me intrigued. I need to look into this a little bit more. I'm kind of addicted to my tretinoin, but I'm curious about that ingredient that you had just mentioned. So I'm going to do a little bit of research for
Yeah,
sure.
that one's supposed to be, I think, yeah, for kind of like skin resurfacing, just fine lines. Like it's supposed to sort of mimic retinols, but I don't know how much science there is behind it. I think a lot of like the clean beauty brands are putting it in because it's considered vegan and some people want
Hmm.
alternatives, which I totally get it. Richa said, "You
Right.
had me at turmeric." You guys are funny. I am
Hi,
starring
Risha.
some of your questions. Um, but yeah, this is the first thing where I'm like, okay, I think this is what I'm going to get. And normally, what I get is the creme de la mer because it is very expensive, but I kind of just buy it once a year and I only use it in the winter. But I have a lot of skincare right now, and this one is $68 and the La Mer is like $200. So I actually think that I'm gonna maybe get this instead. Because I don't live in as cold of a climate. So I think I'm gonna get this instead of the creme de la mer this time around and just like save a little bit of money.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your thoughts and to your feedback on it after you've tested it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's great. So I apologize if you guys hear my dog in the background. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. We love animals. We've already
Okay.
had a cat and a dog in this live.
Yeah. My
Let's
husband is coming to the rescue. He's going to grab the dog.
that's awesome.
Okay.
Sometimes my kitten, he just like wails outside the door and I'm like, please stop, I'm on a call. Get the kitten.
Yes, exactly.
Ah, okay.
So,
Hold on one
oh,
second. Okay, go ahead. Do you want to
okay.
do one of
So,
yours next?
yeah, since you started with skincare, I'll start with something that isn't a new product. The Charlotte Tilbury Invisible UV Flawless Primer with SPF 50.
This
It's
one.
not new, but since we started with skincare. So I mentioned to you all that I live in South Florida. SPF 50 is like a daily thing here.
Yeah,
Very, very important. And for a long time, I was really struggling with, white cast, sticky sunscreen on the face, sunscreen that doesn't sit well under makeup. For me, this is like my holy grail sunscreen. I literally have one backup, and I'm going to buy another one in the sale to have
Oh,
another backup because I go through it every day. I literally wear it every day. I'm also not a big foundation person. Again, with the mature, dry skin, I just struggle with foundation. I always feel like it feels like cake no matter what I do, or it turns into like a humid mess here in Miami. So what I do instead is
mhm.
I put the primer and then I spot conceal
Yeah.
with my favorite concealer, which we'll get to.
Okay.
And I use that as my base instead of foundation. And this stuff just works beautifully underneath, when I put the blush, the bronzer, if I'm contouring,
Yeah.
whatever I put on top of it, it doesn't disturb it. And it even has like this beautiful sheen to it. So
Yeah.
I feel like glowy. Like I love this stuff. So I'm definitely going to be getting another one of these
Oh,
in the
wow.
in the sale.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even really know about this one.
Ah, it's amazing.
Is it kind of like a gel or more of a cream?
It it's a little bit of both. It's like a sort of like a gel cream, but it's not sticky. It has like a nice thick consistency. I should have
Yeah.
brought it downstairs to show you guys. It's got a really nice thick consistency. Like when you do the two finger rule,
Yeah.
you can go like this and it doesn't drip, but it blends into the skin beautifully, very smoothly.
Oh, wow. That
Yeah, you
looks
should try it.
good.
Now that you're in Texas, you should try it.
I know. Actually, I want to show you guys, since we're talking about sunscreen, I want to show you one that this was gifted to me, but sometimes I get questions about what are good sunscreens at Sephora. And I thought this one was really good. I've never tried anything from Tula before. I've heard of this brand. Like I've heard people say that it's good. This one is the Tula Skincare Protect and Glow Daily Sunscreen Gel SPF 30. It's only SPF 30, but a lot of times I am just kind of, indoors, like I'm not out all day.
Mhm.
And I like that this one is a gel. It's very lightweight. I feel like there's not as many gel sunscreens at Sephora or even like at the drugstore. I usually have to order on Amazon like a Japanese or like a Korean brand. Um, but this one is really nice. And what I also really like about it is that it has those sort of light reflecting particles that
Mhm.
give that beautiful radiance. Let me see if they've got like a photo. I feel like this before and after doesn't do it justice. I put this on and my boyfriend was like, he's like, why does your skin look so good?
Oh,
He said,
oh, that's nice.
what are you wearing? Are you wearing makeup? What did you put on your face? Because it's like, it looks so nice. And I'm like,
When the
it's,
boys notice, that's a big deal when the boys notice.
he probably, well, here's the thing, like he'll use it as well. I'm like, no, this is mine. He knows he's not allowed to use the creme de la mer. He loves sunscreen and skincare. So he's like, what are you using? But he immediately noticed it. It's super glowy. It's great. Like if you're not wearing makeup and you want something that is blurring, it's really, really nice. I
That's
love it.
great. You brought up a good point also about the Charlotte Tilbury. It's also smoothing and blurring. So
Yeah.
I like, since I don't really wear foundation, it's a great product. But I might have to try this Tula as well. Sounds good.
Yeah, it has a little bit of a scent, but it's very light for anybody who's wondering. Um, Let me go back to my cart real quick and show you guys. It's in like every order. Okay. I feel like this is going to be my I totally don't need this, but I'm going to like treat myself thing that I get in the in the Sephora sale because
Yeah, I got a couple of those.
I know I only have one full size Westman Atelier blush in the shade Mimi, which unfortunately you can only get in that gift set this year. You can't buy the full size on Sephora, um, but that's the only full size that I have. And when they came out with these new shades last year, everybody was like oh, are you going to get that? Those shades look so good. And I was like, no, I don't need them. But I do think I am going to get this one, which is called Garcon, because this is totally my vibe. This is described as a just pinched mauve. But I don't know. I feel like it looks a little bit browny, and it's a little bit darker. So it's darker than Petal. It's one of the darker ones that they have in the range, and I just love that neutral undertone that it has. It looks like a beautiful blush for fall. And I have a lot of berry tone blushes, but I don't have anything really that's kind of like muted like this with more of a brown undertone. So I'm really considering getting this shade because I've really been into the Westman Atelier blushes lately. And then, of course, I'm also interested in this one, Bichette, which is a red berry, but it doesn't look like it looks a little terracotta-y to me. It doesn't look super bright red where you have to, kind of watch out and be worried about your application. I just thought that these both were such sophisticated colors. So they're expensive, but I think that these are going to be like my little splurge, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I love Westman Atelier. But since we're on the subject of blushes, I don't have to tell you that red is kind of in right now. I think RMS started that whole craze with the red flush cheeks. So
Mm.
there's actually a product that I was eyeballing in my cart, the Tower 28 Beach Please Lip and Cheek
Oh,
Cream.
yes.
That I don't know
Those
if you
are
wanted to pull
good.
that one up. Yeah, so they've
One.
launched a new shade called Finest Hour, which they describe as a sun-kissed red.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes to your point with the red flush. This is a little bit brighter than the two shades that you were showing.
Yeah.
So, and I would think that I'd probably have to use a light hand with this one. But I'm very curious about this shade since red seems to be, the popular shade for this fall or winter.
It definitely does. I feel like everybody's been doing the red blush this year. Like last year, everything was about the Barbie pink. And
Yeah.
I like pink. Um, like the cool tone pink was good, but I definitely like the red trend a little bit more. I know it can be a little bit much for some people, but I think some of these formulas you can really um, sheer them out and
Hmm.
they just look very romantic. One of my favorite red blushes is actually the Rare Beauty. I was wearing this the other day in a video. I think it was like my luxury unboxing because I like to, you can pair it with like a bare eye and a red lip. This is called Grateful, and it is described as a dewy true red. But you can see on like, the more fair skin model here, it just looks like a very kind of natural flush. It can be sheared out, and I love the
Hmm.
dewiness of it. It's how it looks like
Yeah.
on Selena. It just looks
Nice,
very,
nice.
yeah, like very fresh, very hydrated. I feel like it's better to go maybe a little bit more dewy with those kinds of tones as opposed to the matte look.
Well, for our viewers who are interested in a more matte look, there actually is a red that is a new release. It's the Gucci limited edition matte blush, which
Oh yeah.
personally I love the Gucci blushes. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing the rosy beige, which is that neutral mauvey color that
I'm
you were
wearing
talking
that
about.
one today.
Are you? Oh, that's so
Yeah.
great. Oh, my skin is a little more yellow than yours,
You
but
know
yeah.
what? I saw that you had this one on your list, and I was like, oh, I'm
uh
going to wear my Gucci blush today.
That's why I wore mine.
So
That's
why
so
is it
funny.
called luminous matte is the question.
Yeah, I don't know, but there is something about that formula where it's not a flat matte. It does kind of have a little bit of a sheen to it,
Yeah.
at least the rosy beige. So I'm very curious about this new shade, the number 10 Intense Ruby. It goes along with this red-based blush that we're talking about, and they describe it as a rich red.
Yeah.
Although it kind of looks a little pinky in this photo, but but I'm still very curious about it. And I have to admit, I'm a sucker for the packaging. It's so beautiful. It's like I kind of
It
need
is
the
pretty.
excuse that I need the red blush just because I need the packaging.
I was
So,
like low key kind of ignoring Gucci holiday this year. Well, partially because I'm just not really interested in the eyeshadow palettes. I don't know why. I'm just not interested. But I saw
mhm.
that they had this blush,
Oh,
and
this
I'm
one's
like, oh
pretty too.
shoot, do I need this one? It's such a nice,
We never need it.
yeah, such a nice peachy nude. It looks a little bit like if you go back and forth, it looks a little bit more nude compared to the apricot shade.
hmm Yeah,
Um,
I like this tone better than the apricot. I'm not a big fan of apricot on my skin personally, even though it's
yeah.
beautiful color. This color's really pretty.
Do you know? Okay, yeah, it does say limited edition here. That's the thing.
Mhm.
Like, I don't really want to get limit. I don't want to get it if it's limited edition. I'd rather just like get a
Right,
permanent shade that I can talk about later on. Because
right,
then the joy of me sharing it with others is gone.
right. Well, you're in a different boat than I am. I don't have to worry about a YouTube channel, so
Yeah,
I'm really drawn to these two shades. But maybe you just want to splurge for yourself.
yeah, yeah. Let's answer a couple of
Sure.
questions that have been asked so far. So I'm just gonna go in order here. This one is the Gucci powder bronzer the best one on the market? I feel like it's hard to call something the best. When it comes to bronzers, I think you really need to go with what color is going to suit you best. Like I get this question all the time, like, is this one the best? Which one's the best? Like, which one would you pick? Or which one's your favorite? And I get the question, but like the answer is whichever one's going to work better for you and your preferences. The Gucci powder, it's not super glowy. It has a very like soft look. Like it has more emollient ingredients in it, so it's not going to be very dry. I think it's great for those of you who have dry skin. The lightest shade in particular has like a pinky undertone. So if you yourself have rosy or cooler undertones, or if you're very fair, like that's a great one to check out. I don't hear other people saying that the other shades in the line are particularly unique. It has really great packaging. It's a really great bronzer. Is it the best one on the market? I mean, I think there's like so many other good ones at Sephora that are worth checking out, like the NARS Laguna one. I don't know if they still have the Tom Ford one at Sephora.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
same person was asking about the Tom Ford bronzer. I have several bronzer ranking videos that if you want to see like more applications and um, comparisons. Um, it's worth it if you use bronzer every day and Tom Ford Terra is like the perfect neutral tone, then like, yeah, I totally think it's worth it. They're all good. It's just a matter of like, what kind of look do you want on your skin? Like the RMS bronzer, for example, they're very glowy. So if you don't really want a lot of radiance, if you don't want a lot of glow, then it's probably better to go with something like the NARS, which is more
And
matte.
it also, yeah, yeah, and you're absolutely right. It also depends a lot on your skin type too, and your
Yeah.
preferences. If you like cream or if you like powders, I think I have one of the new Christian Dior bronzer, the bronzer. Well, it's actually the contour stick, but it can be used as a bronzer.
Hmm.
I had that on my list. Some people prefer the cream formula, the blendability of it. Some people prefer to work with powder. So there's so many factors that go into deciding what is the best.
Yeah, I think it's better to think about the shade that you're looking for, the tone, and then the finish that you like, and go off of that, and then it really depends on your budget as well. Do you want to spend how much is the Gucci bronzer? It's pretty expensive. It is $65. So it's
But with
pretty
the Gucci bronzer, as you mentioned, you're getting the whole experience. You're getting the packaging, and
yes.
it's like a keepsake collectible. So it's really beautiful.
Yeah,
It's a
it is.
treat.
Yeah, it is really beautiful. I've actually been I think, yeah, that's what I have on my face today. I've been using mine a lot lately. I just kind of like bop back and forth, but it is really good. The Tom Ford one is really good. The NARS one is really good. Those are probably the top ones that I would recommend at Sephora. I might be forgetting one in the powder category. Let's see here. So, Mika was asking, what are your honest thoughts on the creme de la mer I'm thinking about purchasing? My honest thoughts are, I think that it's really only worth it if you have very, very dry skin. Specifically the creme de la mer, like the original, like sort of thicker shea butter base formulation. I think it's worth trying if you have very dry skin and you feel like nothing is really helping. And if you have kind of like redness prone skin, because it is supposed to be very like calming and good for irritation. But like I wouldn't say that it's performed miracles on my skin. It just has done a really great job of moisturizing my skin. And I feel like a lot of other products haven't in the past, especially when I lived in Boston because it was so like cold and dry in the winter. So I really liked it. It was worth it for me. The past like winter seasons that I've purchased it, but I never used it in the summer. I just like didn't really feel like it was necessary, and so I would just kind of save it because it was so expensive. Have you tried it, Amit?
I have tried it. I thought, I thought it was a beautiful formula, but to me, I couldn't justify the price. I was
Mhm.
using Kiehl's also. I was
Yeah,
testing Kiehl's at the same time, which you can get plenty of Kiehl's at Sephora during the Sephora sale. And to me, the Kiehl's was just as good. Like I didn't see that dramatic of a difference. But then
yeah.
again, I don't live in colder climate. I live in like the humid capital of the world, I think, in Miami.
Yeah,
So
you don't
so
need it.
I don't really need it. Yeah.
My skin loves it when I'm in Florida. Like I'm just so hydrated. Maybe a little bit sweaty looking at times, but my
Yeah.
skin like always feels so good.
My skin loves it, but my hair hates it. It's like Frizz
Same.
City.
I have very fine hair, so it's like if I'm there,
Same.
I have like the slick back bun, but like really juicy
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Same.
I think it's like don't get it unless you feel like, man, I've tried so many other moisturizers and my skin is still dry, then I would say give it a try. And you can get a mini or you could get like one of the little discovery sets where you can kind of try a couple of the products. I've done those in the past, and I really like taking those with me when I travel. It feels like, oh, like I still have my luxury routine like while I'm traveling. So I've definitely purchased those in previous Sephora sales.
I will say that my mom swears by the La Mer eye cream. She loves the eye cream. So
That's a very popular one.
yeah. Yeah.
My
She swears she sees a difference.
my aunt loves the what is it? Like the serum. What is it called? La Mer. It's like the super potent. Oh, this one, the concentrate. Yeah,
Yes, I've heard good things. Yeah.
it's so expensive. My aunt loves La Mer, and every single year, her daughter, my cousin, will like get her a big, like a huge jar of the cream or like one of these. She knows she's always going to get her refill.
Yeah, it's a good product. I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah, I've only tried the samples, but it has like a really nice texture.
Hmm.
Esther was asking, what is a best cool tone nude lip? Trying to think. I know that Gucci has a lot of cool tone lip colors. Unfortunately, they all look awful on me because if you guys can see here, I have very like pink lips. So when I go in with the cool tone nudes, I look like a corpse. Like it just doesn't look good on me. So
Same.
I typically use the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude, which is a more like a neutral kind of pencil. I'll kind of go in with that, and then I'll put more of like a neutral lip, and that usually works.
I will say that Westman Atelier has a really good cool tone lip color that I bought accidentally.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought, yeah, I meant to buy Gerev, I think it's called, but I ended up buying Peak. So for this subscriber, Esther, check out Westman Atelier Peak, I believe it's called. It's a cool tone mauve. It's a beautiful color. I look like I'm dressing up for Halloween when I wear it, but it's a gorgeous color.
Oh, this
So
one.
yeah, yeah,
Peak.
I think that's a really nice, cool tone.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mauve.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think
Yeah.
if there's like another Gucci lipstick. You know, I see people put these lipsticks on and they look so good, but they don't always look good on me.
Oh, Prada has a good one too, now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh.
Um, yes, what is the
Oh, you're
shade?
totally right.
Yeah, what is the name of the shade? I can't remember. Maybe we can find it together, but yeah,
This
I
one
think
is
it's
not super cool. Hold on.
the one with the gold band, the other formula. Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
the hyper
Yeah.
matte. Yeah,
Yes, the Hyper Matte. Thank you. They have a couple of really good cool tone nudes. Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Maron.
that might be the one I was thinking of.
So Argyle looks pretty cool. Maroon looks a little bit browner. Argyle, it looks really good. I just know for me, like, yeah, so that's the
Hmm.
one.
Yeah, that's it.
This will like that just like wouldn't show up on my lips probably. Um, that's why I didn't buy this one, but I was tempted because I kind of like this look,
Hmm.
you know, especially with the right eye. I think I got quartz or one of these I
I
had.
got
So
Alabaster, but Alabaster is really, really light.
yeah, this was the other one. I was
Yeah,
like, there's no way
yeah.
I can't pull that
I
off.
I did get it. I caved in and I got it, and it
Yeah,
looks a little silly on me. I have to mix it with something else, but it's a great formula.
yeah. I'm just checking what you got. Some of you guys are saying the Prada B101 shade, which is Thai Polo. That one is really nice. I wouldn't say that it's like cool tone, but it's a really nice nude. Um, I'm starring some of your questions, guys. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody here. Okay, you guys got some good questions. I'm going to let's answer one more and then we'll go back to what's in our carts and then we'll go back to the questions. Okay, so Holly is asking, Sophia, I def want Hourglass Moment, which is one of the liquid blushes because of the sale video. Yay! Is there a peachy beige powder blush that you'd pair it with? Doesn't have to be from Sephora. Okay, so like a similar peachy beige. Trying to think. I mean, I think that like the RMS Crystal Slipper is a really nice peachy
Mm,
beige.
that's a beautiful blush. Yes, I
Yeah,
love that one.
that's a good one if you wanted if you wanted something that was a very similar tone. Um, Let me look and see which one would go. That's specifically a powder at Sephora.
What about Dior?
Yeah. Oh, they still have Charnel on here? Is this the old formula?
I doubt it.
Charnel would be a good one. Why do they only have a couple shades here? Something's up. This is a really
Well,
good one, Holly. This color, Charnel. And these are very long lasting. So that could be a good one.
yeah, I like that color. That's very pretty.
Yeah. Suku has some really good nude ones. Those were the ones that kind of popped into my head. And then, Hourglass also has these luminous flush, maybe not diffused heat, dim infusion. There's also minis here, like luminous flush that might be a little bit more rose, but those are some good ones to check out also. Trying to see. There are so many blushes at Sephora. My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many of them just launched this year. But
Oh
those
my
would
God.
probably be the ones I'd take a look at. These Charlotte Tilbury ones are pretty good as well for something, peachy, pinky. These ones are a little bit more pink.
Yeah, but Charlotte Tilbury tends to lean a little peachy warm anyway, so that's a
True.
good suggestion. Yeah.
True. Okay. Awesome. Cool. You want to, Ami, you want to let us know what else is in your cart?
Sure. Okay, so we were talking about Westman Atelier earlier,
Yeah.
and I had mentioned that I don't really wear foundation, that I wear concealer. So I've got the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Concealer.
Oh, yeah. This one.
Mm-hmm. So truthfully, I did buy one already. I bought L4, which
Oh,
actually works out beautifully for my skin tone. I wonder if it's still sold out. Is L4 still sold out?
no, it's in stock.
Oh, good, good, good. Because it was out of stock for a little while there.
Yeah.
I did buy that, and I really, really like the texture of it. I'm still playing with it because Gucci Westman was saying that you don't really need to set it with powder, but I'm so used to setting with powder, and I'm a little bit afraid to not set it with powder. But I really, really like it. It's a beautiful formula, and you really don't need a lot. You need just like a little bit, and it goes a long way. You can really build up the coverage or keep it light,
Yeah.
but you really don't need a lot. So even though it's a small little container and it's very expensive, I think I'm actually going to take some time using it up because you really just need a little drop. So
Yeah.
I'm really liking the Westman Atelier. I recommend that one for anybody who's looking for a good medium buildable to full coverage concealer. And you don't need to set it with powder. So
Oh, nice. Have any of you guys let us know if you have tried this? Maybe let us know your skin type as well. Holly was saying my shade is sold out. There is one sold out shade I see
oh,
right here. That's probably the one that
oh,
I would probably buy as well.
oh, sorry,
Uh,
Holly.
Marie here is asking, do we know what's going on with Guerlain limited inventory at Sephora?
So the latest scoop that I had was that all of us beauty fans went so bananas with the Guerlain loose powder
Yeah.
with the change of the formula that Guerlain is rethinking what they've done. That's what I heard. I don't know, but apparently it's been worldwide where everybody has been crying about the change of the formula. So specifically, I know that they're looking at
Which
that.
powder?
The loose powder,
Isn't that
the
are you
Prisma
talking about
Prisma Libre.
The Givenchy?
Oh, Givenchy. I'm sorry. What are we saying?
I
Guerlain.
think I think Marie is talking
Sorry.
about
Sorry.
I have noticed also that Guerlain that a lot of their stuff is not really in stock anymore at Sephora. In fact, when I was putting my recommendations video together, I noticed I don't think that they have the eyeshadows there either. Let me double check.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got a little confused.
It's okay. I know that they just came out with a new powder, so I was like, ooh, which one? So they have the meteorites, They don't have the holiday collection. See how there's like not much here? They don't have the lipsticks anymore. They just have like a couple of basics, like the lip oils and whatnot, which are good, but
Yeah, that's a good point. Unfortunately, I don't know much about that one.
my guess would be that they just don't sell very well at Sephora. I don't think that I think the Sephora customer is just younger and doesn't shop for that stuff. Like the things that they have here, like sure they have the meteorites and they have like the bronzer, which is iconic. But then the other things that they have here are what? Lip oils and glossy lip balm.
And that's probably inventory that they've had because those meteorites are,
Yeah.
they've been around for a while. We've had
Yeah,
a
like
couple of iterations since then.
when brands sell their stuff through Sephora, my understanding is like they give up a lot of margin when they do that. And also, sometimes it's Sephora who says your brand isn't selling, so like we're going to take away your gondola in these many retail locations. You need to scale down. We're not giving you the best product placement anymore. I've seen a lot of brands kind of slowly die out of Sephora.
Yeah, and then they, of course, experiment with new brands to see, like Basma, I guess, the Basma line, which, so that seems to be doing well at Sephora. But yeah, my apologies,
Yeah.
Marie. I got a little confused there with Guerlain and Givenchy, but I don't have any inside information on Guerlain.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They might be dying out. They might just be leaving Sephora. Who knows? I mean, I will say, like, I do notice that when I post content about brands like Guerlain or Clé de Peau, some of these more like higher end luxury brands, some of the ones that are doing like really special packaging and stuff, the content gets a lot of views and engagement on Instagram. But when I post it on TikTok, it's like crickets, because like
Yeah.
no views at all, because it's just a different demographic. Whereas if I post about like a Sephora favorite set or Patrick Ta or something like that, it gets a lot more engagement.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because I think the Sephora customer has been skewing younger every year. So that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's just they don't have any viral. I don't think they have any viral products. I don't think it's like picked up with the younger generation that like often drives a lot of the virality of these products. And so um, I don't know. I don't know if it's
Although
the price point.
it could be, it could be. I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense, but La Mer is not really a viral product either. And that seems to do well at Sephora. But I think, just knowing that you can get good skincare at a discount, I guess that's always appealing.
I think it's just like an iconic product that people are going to know
Yeah.
about it no matter what. I really didn't know much about Guerlain until my subscribers were like, "Oh, you need to review this. You should check this out." Like, there's so many brands that I was introduced to over the past 3 years that I really didn't shop from, and then people were kind of like, "Oh, you should try this. It's so good." Um, but yeah, and like Guerlain was one of those where I was like, I never even really thought twice about using it. Um, what do you guys say? Sarah says, honestly, I've been less interested in Sephora. You're checking out Nordstrom more. I've heard that from a lot of my subscribers, a lot of people saying they like Nordstrom. I would love to hear from you guys. Why do you like Nordstrom over maybe like a Saks or a Neiman's? Because it really seems like Nordstrom is the chosen place, at least for my US subscribers.
I think it comes down to the Nordstrom notes and the
Yeah,
points.
maybe that. I'm just curious if there's anything else that I'm, missing. We didn't really have, there was no Nordstrom in Boston. I think it was like out in the suburbs. So like I never have really been much of a Nordstrom shopper, but we have like a big one here now. So I'm like, oh, I get to go to Nordstrom.
Yeah.
This is nice. Lady Miss G was saying that Guerlain has been gradually disappearing from Sephora, but in the European stores, you can buy everything, including Rouge G cases, lipsticks, like you used to be able here. That makes sense. I feel like in Europe, I feel like Guerlain is a little bit more well known. There's more like standalone stores. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right, Sophia. I think the viral appeal of Guerlain is probably not there
Yeah.
for the younger customer. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
They need to hire Beyonce or something.
They need to hire not Beyonce. They need like, Olivia Rodrigo or somebody.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I don't even
Yeah.
know who these popular people are. It's just
I'm
the first
dating
person
myself
that
by
popped.
saying Beyonce.
If they wanted to attract like, I don't know, our generations, maybe I think Beyonce would be good. But I think they already have us is the thing.
Yeah,
Let's
true.
see what else I have in my cart. I do have the La Mer in there. It's going to be coming out. But let me see what else is in here that I can show you guys. Oh. I'm going to limit myself to one Makeup by Mario Super Satin lipstick. When these came out and I realized I really liked them, I was so tempted to buy one of these deeper shades. But I was like, no, you're not going to wear that right now. Like it's going to be summer and whatnot. So I told myself, if you still like these by the time the next sale comes along, get one then. So I think the color that I'm going to get is this one right here, Central Park, which is described as a raisin brown. This looks so good. And the other one that looks really
Beautiful.
good is Forest Hills, a rich wine. But I'm kind of liking maybe the browniness better of Central Park. But they're both really good. They're both really good.
I'm surprised you don't have Merit lipsticks in your cart. Don't you love
Well,
those
here's
too?
the thing. I actually already have most of the colors.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't have a lot of like the lighter colors from them because I don't know how well they'll show up. But I think I have most of them, or at least like the ones that I was really interested in. So I was trying to find something that I was like, you know what, I had thought about that. So let me revisit that since I have been thinking about it for a while. Hazel goes, I loved how Dumbo looked on you, Sophia. Oh, thank you. Dumbo's a really good nude. Let's see where that one is. Dumbo is I feel like it's a little bit darker than this in person, but it's a really nice nude. It's called a spiced rose. And I think that's a good name for it because it has a little bit of like a browniness to it. It's a little bit darker than it looks on these models here, at least on me. And then 917 is good if you want more of like that kind of Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk sort of color. And then Bronx Baby is the lightest one that's more of like a true nude. If any of you guys are looking for recommendations. Richa says, what about the NARS lipstick? I love the new refillable ones. Are those good? I haven't tried those.
I haven't tried them either. They're getting a lot of buzz though.
Have they?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing from other reviewers and other influencers that they're into them. I actually featured the lipstick in one of the editorials for the publications, but I haven't actually tried it myself. It's just beautiful. The packaging, everything. It's beautiful.
It does look good. Wait, side note. Eva is saying the brand founder of Matter of Fact used to be a K-pop star and then became a scientist. Cool
That
backstory.
is so cool.
Well, he was in the Dallas store a couple weeks ago, apparently.
Ah, very cool.
So cool. That is so cool.
That explains why it's such good skincare.
Definitely. These do look really good. Does anybody know like how do these compare to the Mario ones? Exposed, no rules, body heat, decadence. The names are so good. They're so
The names
funny.
are awesome. It's kind of hard to beat orgasm, so you got to keep coming up with the next level names.
Yeah. The Mario ones are the super satin lipsticks. Laura was asking which ones are you talking about? The super satin. We have another question here from Najo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name okay. What are your thoughts, guys, on the Huda Beauty having her last big palette? What does big mean? Does it mean she's just going to launch slightly smaller palettes?
Yes, that's what they announced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not a big palette user anyway. I prefer the smaller palettes, most of the luxury brands like
Mm,
YSL, which is a gorgeous formula, Dior, Chanel, all of them, they're all small palettes anyway. So uh, to me, it doesn't really make a difference. I'm not quite sure what the logic is behind it though, because every big palette that Huda has launched has done very well. So I'm kind of curious as to why they've made that decision, especially this new one that just launched. Everybody seems to be going crazy for it. Well, crazy to buy it, but then I've heard that the formula is not that great.
oh, really? Let's look it up.
That's what I've heard. I don't know. I haven't
Icy
tried it
nude.
myself. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like what I've heard is that these big palettes are not trendy anymore, that
Hmm.
they that Gen Z doesn't like eyeshadow, and so they're not buying it as much. I don't know if it's more millennials that are buying the big palettes. We've seen so many singles, like small little singles and duos and whatnot, launch over the past year, just because there's this whole minimalist trend in everything in beauty and fashion, lifestyle. Everything's going very like, ooh, minimal, very 90s inspired with a lot of things. And I wonder if maybe the palettes aren't selling as well. I mean, I don't know. Natasha
I
Denona is
don't.
still launching some.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is Natasha Denona seems to be doing well with her MIDI palettes. So, but then again, the formula for Natasha Denona, that's a beautiful formula. I've not really heard great things about the Huda formulas on these bigger palettes, so maybe that has
Yeah.
something to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I'm just like, okay. You do you, Huda. If you want to launch smaller palettes. I don't care if it's a big palette. I don't care if it's a smaller palette, as long as the formula is good. If the formula were
Exactly.
really good and I enjoyed it, I probably would have bought this palette because I think it's a really beautiful color story. She's really good at, or whoever designed it is really good at picking um, a lot of really nice matte shades, and they're laid out in a way that's just very pleasing to the eye. Um,
Hmm.
I like the theme of the palette. You have these really nice, like dusty mauves. It's so intriguing, the full color story. I like the looks that she has here. It's just, I didn't really care for the mattes and I didn't really care for the shimmers either with the Pretty Grunge palette last year. So, um, I just knew it wasn't going to work for me. But I like this kind of frosty, especially this model right here with her like frosty
Hmm.
Y2K look and like the glossy lips with like the faded lip liner. I like the look. I just don't
Beautiful.
want to, I can recreate this with other things that I have.
Right. I was going to say if you have the Natasha Denona Glam palette, you can do that. If it's already in your collection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Um, oh, Petra saying the Byredo palette. Someone else was talking about, oh, I think Jane was saying, I love those big Byredo palettes. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the way to go. I think the Byredo ones, um, especially for a lot of us who, we want something that feels like a luxury formula, but you're getting a full palette of colors for the price of what is, a quad from Tom Ford. Maybe it's a little bit more than that, like maybe $10 or $20 more, but um, it's not very travel friendly. But I think at this point, I rather get whatever new palette Byredo is going to launch than I feel like that's a safer bet for me than the Huda Beauty Icy Nudes or like a new Tom Ford.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know that when you buy YSL, you're getting beautiful packaging, and even though it's only a quad, you know you're going to use them all. And,
That's
you
true.
know,
Yeah.
and they're travel friendly and they're beautiful. So I tend to
Yeah.
gravitate more towards that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's nice when you have like just a little palette sometimes and you just you know what to expect. You know what to expect. Like you have that
Yeah.
one shade that you like to do. And I
Yeah,
kind
you
of
don't have to think.
or at least like the only decision I have to make is like which little palette do I want to use? Do I want the brown one, the gold one, the green one? Like I've already
Mhm.
decided what direction I want to go in and then it's like okay, these are the 4 shades that I would have used in the bigger palette.
Exactly.
But it's condensed a little bit more, maybe a little bit more user friendly. Um, I'm forgetting who was the last person to go. Was it me or was it
I think it
you?
was. I think it was.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I think it was you. Well, uh, oh yes, you were doing the Makeup by Mario lipsticks.
Yes.
Okay, so speaking of lipstick, let's look at the Valentino Spike lipsticks.
Oh yeah.
Um, I absolutely love these, and as I mentioned to you before when we were talking about Gucci, I'm a sucker for packaging. I saw this when it first launched, and I had to have it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually wearing now shade 134R
Oh,
because I knew we were going to talk about this.
this one, couture in the streets.
If that's 134R, then yes, that's what I'm wearing. Love it. Absolutely love it. But what I am really interested in and is in my cart is the gold one. It's 600A. Put a
Yeah.
spike on it. I know it's such a silly, unnecessary color, but for the holidays, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It make a great topper by itself if you want that chic, grungy kind of a look. But just the whole packaging with the gold and then the gold color of the
Yeah.
lippy. And I have
I
to
like
say
how they
also the
layered it.
formula. Yes, exactly. And I have to say the formula also is just really beautiful. It sets
Mm,
down nicely. It doesn't show all the little fine lines, especially at my age. You don't see the little fine lines. It's actually very smoothing. It's a really nice, creamy, beautiful formula that sets down very
mm.
nicely. So I'm gonna get that gold one just because it's fun and it's pretty and I kind of have to have it.
They do look nice. And the packaging, is it like weighty? Is it magnetic?
Yes, yes, it's weighty and it's magnetic.
Oh
The
wow.
bullet itself, you don't get that much. It's kind of small, but
Yeah.
it's just so pretty. I mean, it's just so stinking pretty. I don't know. I don't care. I think they're beautiful. I'm getting that gold one.
Yeah, and they have some nice nudes here, but then they've got
Mm-hmm.
red fiesta,
Uh-huh.
pink is punk, that's fun. And
You
yeah,
know,
it's
it's one of
Valentino, baby.
yeah, it's one of those lipsticks too that you don't have to wear it every day. So the fact that you don't get that much in the bullet, it doesn't bother me. It's more like one of those like pull it out of your handbag and apply at the table kind of thing, and everybody goes, "Ooh, what is that?"
Yeah, yeah,
So,
love it.
yeah,
Yeah, this looks nice. I haven't tried those. I wonder if they
they're
have
really
it at my
nice.
local Sephora.
Yeah, you should go check it out, see if you like the way it feels.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. Let me go and grab a couple of these other questions here.
Hmm.
Okay, so Mary was asking, Sophia, what is your favorite primer for hiding pores on dry skin? I I don't use that many primers, to be honest with you. I just use my skincare. Um, I really like glowy primers that add a little bit of blurring. So like the Dior Glow Star filter. I love to put this on as a base because I feel like it just kind of plumps the skin and adds a nice layer of hydration before I go in with the next product. And like the next product, I can kind of shear it out a little bit. I don't have to put as much on. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to hiding pores, You just want to make sure that your skin is hydrated so you don't have something that is like drying on top of the surface of the skin. So this is the one that I like to use. I also like, let me show you guys this brand that just launched at Sephora. This was gifted to me. They gifted me their little set, and I've been using this. This is a nice little spray if you kind of, well, sometimes I'll spray it on my face before I go in with makeup. But also if you feel like your face is getting a little bit dry later in the day, this is a good face mist at Sephora to rehydrate. This white here, that's actually the color of the mist. It's not the color of the bottle. It's like a milky color. And it's very light. It's very refreshing. It's got hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. It's just a really nice spray. This brand, Iris and Romeo, they're not a new brand, but they are new to Sephora. And today I went in, I had to go to the dermatologist in the morning, but then I came back and I had like 30 minutes and I had a Zoom call and I was like, okay, I got to put something on my face. So I sprayed my face with the mist just to kind of refresh it. Then I used this product, the Weekend Skin. Really good. Let me click into it. This is another, especially if you have dry skin, really good mineral sunscreen. It's like not greasy. It gives such a nice hydrated kind of plumped look to the skin that feels like it's not going to slip and slide, and it has a little bit of radiance to it. I have the lightest shade, but there's like some other ones here that are a little bit like warmer, deeper bronzer undertones. So this is really great if you want to prep the skin, you want to prime the skin, but also you need like an SPF. And then I guess while we're talking about this, I'll just show you the other product here that I have been trying out, which is their Best Skin Days Whipped Tinted Moisturizer. And I know this doesn't answer the question, but just because we're here, I'll talk about this. This is really nice. It is exactly what it says. It's like a whipped tinted moisturizer. When I saw that it was a jar, I was like, oh, is this going to be like the Jones Road one? And it's like, oh, clean beauty brand. Is it going to be super greasy and slimy? And it's not. It actually is incredibly lightweight. It has like a nice kind of natural finish, not super dewy at all. It kind of like dries down a little bit. So if you just put it on top of that sunscreen or your sunscreen, it gives like a nice quick tint to the face. And I didn't feel like I had to go in with like a ton of powder on top. And the shade that I have is shade number 2, I think. I think I could go one shade darker. But this is a really good product to check out, guys, if you're looking for like a tinted moisturizer at Sephora. Just wanted to mention it because they're new and you might not be familiar with this brand. But I really liked all 3 of those products.
Sophia, do you know if, can we see if Sephora still carries Caudalie? Because
Oh,
to
yeah.
answer Mary's question, Mary, I kind of remember that Caudalie had a primer called the Vino something.
Yeah.
I remember using it years ago, and it was wonderful for smoothing the skin. And I have a very dry skin. Yeah, it's that little red one over there, I think.
This one,
I
that's a
think so.
hand cream.
Oh,
It
that's a
says.
hand cream. Oh, I can't see. It's too small on my screen. But yeah, there's a Vino primer, Caudalie Vino something. I'll look it up. But yeah, Mary, that was really good on my dry skin, and I remember it was really, really smoothing. It was beautiful.
They
Let's see if I
certainly
can
have,
find
yeah,
it.
they have a lot of really nice skincare. Maybe, yeah. They either
That
don't
used to
carry it at
be.
Sephora, or maybe it could have been like one of the moisturizers that they have here.
Could be.
Yeah.
I
But
remember it was an actual primer. It's not at Sephora anyway,
yeah.
but
They do have a lot of stuff here, though.
well, if you're not worried about it being at Sephora, I think it's the Caudalie Vino Pure Skin Perfecting
Oh, perfect.
Mattifying Fluid, I believe. I'm pretty sure that that's what it is.
Okay.
But yeah. So
Awesome. Okay, so
hopefully
there's,
that's helpful.
yeah, that's a good rec. Um, couple recs for Mary to work with there. I'm just reading your guys' comments. There's so many here. 1 second, guy. Let me go back to the ones that I had starred. Okay. All right. So Elise was asking, would you recommend buying the new Danessa Myricks palette or a couple of the new Patrick Ta? Well, I know what I would say would be the Danessa Myricks because I have that in my cart.
There you go.
Probably won't buy it, guys, just because I have like two other ones that I can easily use, two or three other ones from the previous years that I can easily use. But this one is really cool, just the design of it. If you're not familiar with this palette, it is the Lightwork 6 Freedom palette, and you can basically like take it apart and make your own little mini palette. Let me see if there's like a, you can kind of see here in this, see if I can make it bigger. Unlock the power of infinite possibilities. And so you get the little lid thing here, and then you can take any of these with you on the go, or you also can just customize your own to-go palettes by taking out the pan. So you really can rearrange it however you want. But it does seem like all of these are just shimmers.
Mhm.
So it's not, if you like sort of a traditional palette with shimmers and mattes, you're not really getting that. But a lot of her palettes are kind of like this, where you're sort of reaching for just like one or two of the shimmer shades to really bring a lot of drama to the look. Let's take a look at the Patrick Ta.
Yeah, Elise might be talking about the Patrick Talk duos,
Yeah.
which I think it also comes down to the type of color story that you like, because the Danessa
True.
Myricks is really vibrant with blues and
True.
pinks and greens, and the Patrick Ta is a little bit more um, subtle. Well, maybe it's not subtle with the shimmer, but the colors are more, you know, traditional,
Yeah.
neutral going out for the evening colors. They're not as, they're not primary colors. So
True.
I think
Exactly.
ultimately, you'd have to decide what you'll get more use out of. I
I,
personally would get more use out of the Patrick Ta because I'm not a
yeah.
color person, but
Yeah.
that's a personal decision.
I would get the Danessa because I would want to have fun with that palette. That's the only
Mhm.
reason. Um, and then the reason I wouldn't get the Patrick Ta is because I don't feel like there's anything new here. But if it was somebody, if I was buying like a gift for somebody, I would probably buy the Patrick Ta to be like, oh, here's like your little duo for somebody who doesn't
Yeah.
wear makeup often or is more like minimal, likes eyeshadow singles. Um, I also think that the Danessa, I just personally think the Danessa Myricks is a better formula, but I think it's for the
Mhm.
person that likes to have fun with colors.
Absolutely.
These are really glittery, right? Or are they not? I'm not super familiar.
I've heard that they're very glittery. I haven't actually tested them out myself yet. But yeah, the reviews that I've heard so far is that they're super glittery. They kind of
Yeah.
look it from the swatches.
Yeah, they look glittery from the swatches.
Hmm.
This to me strikes me as the kind of thing that like instead of the Huda palette, brands are coming out with this, and it's
Hmm.
$42 for like like two little neutral
Yeah.
shadows. Like I just wouldn't. I personally wouldn't pay that for the Patrick Ta I don't really like his eyeshadows all that much. I personally wouldn't pay for it, but I could see how somebody who just like really likes the Patrick Ta brand and maybe this is exactly what they've been looking for. Like I could see how somebody would want it. And like the packaging looks nice, the colors are cute.
Yeah, it's for someone who isn't as experimental, I think, with their makeup.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think this makes like a cute gift. But it's $42 though. So it's like
Yeah, that's an expensive gift.
like I would almost want to buy this for my little cousin and maybe like with a mascara or something. But not just like it's so small.
I know.
You
I
know?
know. But your cousin would probably love it if she's into makeup.
True. Most of my family is into very like simple makeup. So I try not to buy them anything too crazy. It'll be like Charlotte Tilbury. That's kind of their vibe. They like
Yeah.
the neutral stuff. I'm pretty sure my older cousin just discovered Charlotte Tilbury like a year ago. So last Christmas I got her like all Charlotte Tilbury stuff. But yeah, that's kind of like I introduced them to new things.
She's got some classic stuff, like you said, the iconic nude lip liner, which I'm also wearing.
Yeah.
The setting spray. That's an amazing setting spray. We
Yeah.
talked about the sunscreen.
The lipsticks are good.
Yeah, the lipsticks.
The concealer is good.
I even like the magic cream, the magic water cream. I don't like so much the original magic cream. That's a little too, I don't know, fragrant for me, I suppose. But the water cream, I like that at night. It's not a daytime cream because it's very emollient, but it's a great nighttime cream.
Nice.
Yeah.
Here's one from Heather. She says, I have a skin tone and lip color similar to yours, Sophia. What would you recommend for my lips but better, lip balm or gloss? Yeah, I would go with one of the YSL Love Shines.
That was on my list.
Yeah. I love these. Hold on, I don't know why, but the default photo is like not what the default photo is supposed to be. It's supposed to be this, and it's like this other one. Throws me off every single time. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I think this rosewood blush shade would be really good. This is the one that I have, Nude Lingerie. This one gives a little bit more lightness to my lips, which is nice. Like I can actually pull off something a little bit lighter because it's in this more transparent formula. But I think this one as well, Nude Lavalier, you can see it's like a little bit lighter and more pinky, whereas Nude Lingerie is a little bit warmer. So just depending on if you want something more like peachy warm versus pink, I think that would be really good. I don't know about these other ones. I have to remind myself. Caramel Swirl, this is my other favorite, but as you can see, it's a lot warmer. It's more like warmer and brownie, like a caramel type of tone. Spicy Affair. This one sounds good. I'm not going to buy any more. I'm happy with the ones that I have. This one's good. Nude Self, Warm Berry Nude. So that's what I would recommend. Yeah.
Good rec.
Yeah. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, okay. Heather's saying she's been eyeing the Love Shines. Chris says Lisa Eldridge has a great neutral nude. Yes, she does. Lauren was saying, I love the water cream too. A great dupe is the Beauty of Joseon Dynasty cream. Ooh,
interesting.
Okay.
We have to look into that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, thanks for the rec. I've seen several great videos regarding the quality related to the cost of the Patrick Ta palette, and the actual amount in contrast to other similar shadows is not as crazy as it seems. I I totally believe that because there's so many overpriced single shadows out there.
Yeah.
Like when you think of like a single hourglass scattered light, you know, or
A
like the
single
sun.
Dior, a single
Yeah,
Di
the Dior
yeah.
ones,
Hmm.
the Chanel ones.
Hmm.
It isn't. I agree. It isn't. It isn't. It's market price, but I still wouldn't pay that much for like a little duo from Patrick Ta.
I know that Patrick Ta is trying to be more of that luxury brand,
Yeah.
but they're still not. So I don't know. You know what I
It,
mean? Like, not to be rude, because it's a great brand, but
yeah, it's a great brand, and I like the luxe feel of it. I
yeah.
just here's the thing, like not everybody can be Chanel, and there are going to be cases where like Patrick Ta might be better than a Chanel product, but because it's Chanel, they
Mhm.
can jack up the price. And like
Right.
you can't do that when you're Patrick Ta. Like you actually have to like back it up with really good quality. And so
Yes.
you can't just like say that it's $42 for $42. Um,
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, it's all like a perception thing. It's weird. It shouldn't be that way, but I guess at the end of the day, I wouldn't pay for it because I just like I have one of his palettes and I like never use it and I never
Mhm.
want to. Like just me, but it's too glittery. I don't love it. Um, Chris was asking, what shade is Sophia in the Gucci bronze? The lightest shade. I think it's called Fair or it's 01. Sarah says she has the Danessa in her cart. Um,
Nice.
oh, okay. Frida is saying that the shades are not all shimmer. Okay.
Oh, well, that's great.
Okay.
It
I
looks
didn't
like they
realize,
are from the photo.
yeah, I didn't realize there were matte shades in there. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you guys. See, this is the power of the live.
Yes. Yes. We've learned a few new things today.
Yeah. Is it my turn to show something in my cart?
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay, give me one sec. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to clean up the comments I've starred. Okay, let's see what else is in my cart. Some of these things were things I wanted to show you guys. We talked about the Danessa. We talked about La Mer. Okay, so I'm thinking of getting Tom Ford Lost Cherry because when I first smelled this fragrance, I wasn't super into it. But now I have a couple of, well, I'll start off by saying I was sent like over a year ago, like a more affordable dupe to this, like one of those like fragrance dupe companies sent me one and it was like, oh, this is supposed to be the dupe for Lost Cherry. And I started using it and I really like it, but it doesn't last that long on me. And the Tom Ford ones, they just, they last longer and I'm willing to like buy this smaller size or maybe even like a travel size or something just to like have something that sits on my skin a little bit longer. Um, so I really enjoy the shade, especially not the shade, the scent, especially when it's like a little bit chillier as like an evening scent. This is one of their best sellers. So I think maybe this weekend I'm gonna go get like a sample and just compare it with my dupe. But I'm considering getting this because it usually in every Sephora sale I'll get one fragrance if there's something that I'm interested in. And I was interested in the Merit one, but they sent me
Mm.
that one in PR. So I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
nice.
should I get another one? But yeah, that one and also a couple other ones. There's a Balmain one that I smelled and the RMS one that I smelled. And they all have kind of like fruity notes to them, which is not something I normally go for, but it's like fruity paired with, something a little bit more musky or more of like a white flower. And
Mm.
I've actually really been enjoying them. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to get the Lost Cherry. I don't know.
All right. Well, you'll have to tell us after you get it if you like it, if it was worth the splurge.
Lauren is saying that she doesn't think Lost Cherry has good lasting power. let's see what you got. Roman Sky by Valentino. Do you guys have any fragrances on your list? Anything you recommend that I try? There's also just a lot that I haven't smelled. Like I get overwhelmed in Sephora and I don't want to smell a bunch of fragrances. So I just kind of stick to like a couple of brands. But if you guys have any, definitely let me know. Okay.
I'd like to ask everybody a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
have in my cart, I have the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes in Moonlight palette. And I'm curious what everybody thinks because I've never bought an Ethereal Eyes palette before. I haven't bought the previous ones, but I do have the Master Mattes in the neutrals, and I absolutely love that palette. But I'm hearing that the Ethereal Eyes is a different type of formula. So what do you all think? Do you think
So
that's
this is the
worth
one
it?
that you have, right?
Yes, that's the one that I have, and I absolutely love it.
Okay.
It quickly became it's the largest palette that I own because I usually, like I said, I only have quads. So for me,
Yeah.
this was like a big deal that I bought it, and I love it. So now I was looking at the Moonlight, the Ethereal Eyes Moonlight, because the colors are just so pretty. But I don't know. I don't know because I hear that the formula is different than the Master Mattes, and I'm curious what everybody thinks, if it's worth it. After I finish telling everyone that I don't like big palettes.
That's okay. You know, sometimes it just takes the right palette. Okay,
Right.
so Tyga says the Makeup by Mario new palette is powdery. She likes the Natasha Denona better.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. If
Tom
anybody
Ford
else has any thoughts?
Soleil. I think it's a
Ah,
little bit delayed, so it might take a second for people to we're still
okay.
getting some fragrance comments in here.
Oh,
Richa
gotcha.
says she loves this palette also.
Okay.
Marion, that's my fave palette.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
see?
Kathy's saying, I went to look at the Makeup by Mario palette yesterday, and I agree with Sophia's review that I have those colors already. It's nothing special.
All
Did you
right.
did you swatch it, Kathy? Like, did you think that the formula seemed good? I know it's kind of hard if you haven't like actually put it on your eyes. Okay, so Lady Miss G says she likes the Makeup by Mario palette. She likes it more than the Master Mattes.
I think I have to go into the store and swatch it. I think that's probably the best advice.
Yeah.
And see.
Yeah.
But I do love that. I do love that Master Mattes palette. If anybody's interested in that, you should pick that up for the Sephora sale. That's a great palette.
Heather is saying, I swatched the Moonlight in store. I wasn't impressed. It felt dry and didn't feel smooth like the neutrals. Okay. Kathy
Okay.
says she swatched. Oops. Kathy says she swatched it. She thought it felt nice. Holly says that the shimmers are beautiful, but the mattes didn't impress her.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Holly.
Yeah, it's tough. It really just comes down to personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'll have to go in store then and not buy that one blind.
I really like the colors that he chose. Like, it is I like the way it's laid out. I just don't, like, I didn't like the last one, so I was like, well, I'm not going to bother with this one.
Fair.
But
Fair
I
enough.
really like the navy blue and the black.
Yes.
I like this little quadrant right here.
Yes, it's
I just
beautiful. It's
want,
very cool toned. That's odd for you. You usually like warm tones.
yeah, but you know, like there's certain types of cool tones that I like. If everything is just kind of like cool tone purple, I don't always go for that. But I like these kinds of dusty navies and this sparkling taupe. Like the colors in this palette are really good. If you zoom in here, like this is a very basic color story. That's a very basic color story. I feel like it's really this side of the palette that's kind of intriguing, at least to my eye. Can't speak for anybody else, but that's how I felt. Like
Yeah,
that.
you
That's
might be talking me out of it.
This is, I mean, that's a really pretty look that he's got going on right there.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
respect Mario. Like I like him. I don't like everything he launches, but you know, like I like his brand.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for
Sometimes I
sure.
get Mario and Patrick
Mm.
Tom mixed up, like their products.
You mean like Givenchy and Guerlain?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I got Givenchy and like Giorgio Armani mixed up the other day because it was like both G. And someone was like, it's Givenchy. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, whoops.
yeah. That's okay. At least you didn't do it on live like I did. But that's okay.
No, I just put it in my like my TikTok and then, you know,
Uh,
thankfully, like not that I don't know if many people notice, but on TikTok, like the teenagers come after me sometimes, and I'm like,
oh my
listen,
God.
15-year-old, leave me alone. It's
Hi.
funny. I'm like, okay, I'm just not gonna respond to you because I can't be mean to like a teenager. I can't like clap
Yes.
back on it. They might not realize that I'm like joking. Um,
You're very
no,
brave that you're on TikTok. That's not for me.
yeah, yeah. Um, okay. Um, this was yours. Let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to show you guys. We talked about the skincare. We talked about the Westman Atelier.
Mhm.
Um, I'm going to get another Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Concealer because I just finished 2 tubes of it, 2 different shades, but I'm just going to get the one shade 4. That's the one I think works best for me. And then I'm also going to get another mini ambient lighting powder from Hourglass because I also finished that up. So these are going to be like my refills. Um, I'm not buying these because I already have them, but I have them here to show you guys. And then I am so tempted to get this because I love thebomb.com. And you know, it's nothing groundbreaking, but like I will use these every night before I go to bed. I put a little bit of this on, either this or the RMS balm. Those are my 2 faves. And I have the Swiss Miss. I think it's called hot cocoa or hot chocolate now, but I have the
How
Swiss
cute.
Miss one that I'm like slowly finishing up. And I love it. I love like the chocolatey scent of it. And so this time they've got what are the 2 scents? Hold on. They've got espresso and biscotti.
Ooh, biscotti.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Mm, mm.
I don't care what the colors are. Like they're all gonna look basically the same on my lips. Um, I just like the delicious scents. I kind of just want to pick this up, get it in the sale, just have it be it's just like my nighttime ritual. Like I know it's going to get used, or I'll put one in like my handbag or my backpack for when I'm traveling for the holidays and stuff. So I'm thinking of getting this little thing because it's not too expensive, and I do really like
That's
their
great.
scents. Yeah, yeah. I also have here. I think I'm going to get a little mini size of the Luminous Silk because I haven't tried this in a long time, you know, and I hear it talked about often. And I back in the day, like I really couldn't find a shade that worked well for me. Um,
Mm.
like they just didn't have one that was my correct tone. But I did go to oh, they have it, I think, here in my account. I went to Sephora like last week to get
Mhm.
color matched. And this was the color. And it seems like this is going to work really well for me. Like we tested it out in the store. So I think I'm going to get maybe like a little mini size of this and maybe bring it with me when I travel over the next 2 weeks. So I know this one's a little bit random, but I've kind of just been wanting to try out, go back and try out some of the classics. Like I got the NARS concealer last time and just
Mhm.
try it out and be like, is this still good? You know, like I
Yeah,
like to have an opinion about some of these like classics, if that makes sense.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, the last thing that I had in my cart was the Prada eyeshadows, which are also, they're not classics, but they're not new.
Yeah,
Um, I actually refrained from buying it the first time when it was first launched,
yeah,
because those pops of color, I had mentioned to you guys that I'm not really a color person, so I
yeah.
kind of couldn't justify basically buying a quad that I would only use three colors from.
Yeah.
But now they've been around for so long, and like that, the one that you just showed with I think it's called Portrait with the purple.
Oh, this
That's the
one,
one
yeah.
I'm leaning towards. Yeah, that's the one I'm leaning towards. I don't
Yep.
know what the heck I would use that purple for, but the other three colors are so beautiful. So I think I might cave and get that one this time around.
Which do you have any of them so far?
No, I really restrained myself. Every time I
Yeah,
went to push push the button on it, I talked myself out of it, but I think
yeah.
I'm going to do it this time. I was
Nice.
kind of hoping that maybe the holiday one would be, but then it was too shimmery for me with the golds and the silver. So
Yeah,
I think I'm just gonna get one of the portrait. I think it is just gonna get
yeah,
one of the classics.
yeah. That one looks nice. I like the look of
Yeah,
that. Let me see the
yeah.
looks that they've. See, like I don't want it the purple all over the eye. I feel like that wouldn't
Right. Me
suit me.
too.
But I
Me
like the
too.
inner corner.
Yeah, that's interesting. Or maybe the lower lash line, something like
I
that.
think that, yeah. Here's the thing with the Prada palettes. I love the formula, but some of these colors, like the specific ones that they chose because they're so vibrant, they can't.
Hmm.
Sometimes they can be a little bit hard to work with. Um, I like this one with the blue.
That one's
Um,
very pretty. Yeah.
I like the way the blue contrasts with the gold. Like that makes a lot
Hmm.
of sense to me. But and the
Yeah,
blue is like fresh.
that's really why I've refrained from buying it all this time because like I said, I couldn't justify really paying for what would amount to me using three eyeshadows.
Yeah,
But
totally. I think as a
yeah.
liner, a lot of these work nicely. If
Hmm.
it's a brighter one like this one, this yellow looks really cool, kind of like how they did it here in the inner corner, like just a teeny little bit. But if it's a darker color like this green, that's where sometimes I struggle to incorporate it. Where is it? Here, where I sometimes I maybe struggle to like layer that color with these other ones that are in the palette.
Hmm. Yeah, I think the yellow on the previous palette that you showed would make me look sickly.
It's definitely strong color.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is like I really only use this palette if I'm going for like a real edgy look, and this
Yeah.
feels so Prada to me. Um,
Hmm.
like I love that. I love the black. I love the silver in this palette. I do really like it. Like this for me is wearable if I'm doing a smoky eye. It's easier for me. Whereas something like incorporating this green would be harder for me to figure out. I guess it would end up being a
Uh-huh.
liner.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was the last fun item I had in my cart.
Nice. What other questions do you guys have before we go? A lot of you guys are chatting with each other. We have so many good people on this
That's
live. I think
great.
we have 130 right now. This is
Wow.
awesome.
Amazing.
I know. And I'm sure a lot of people will be watching the replay. Do me a favor, guys, if you haven't already, if you have a free hand, please just give us a thumbs up. It really helps me out, really helps just push the video out to more people who might be interested in the Sephora sale. So just give me a thumbs up. Super appreciate it. But if you're watching on like a connected TV, I totally get it. I'm not really sure how to do it if you are. um, let's see.
I'll
Any
go
other?
back and watch it tomorrow and I'll give it a thumbs up too.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Megan, has anybody used the Hourglass setting spray? Does it actually set? I haven't used that one.
No, me neither. I'm kind of faithful to my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray.
Yeah. I like the Charlotte Tilbury one. Same.
Mhm.
Lee is asking, I'm back and forth on the Prada Soft Matte Lipstick. Is it as close to the Merit formula? Yeah, I think it's very similar. I mean, if you don't want to spend the money on the Prada, I would get the Merit. If you like the Prada packaging and there's like one color in the Prada that you just really, really like, then get the Prada. Like they're both good, but I just like I'm only gonna get the Prada if it's for the color, personally.
Although it's a great formula.
It's a great formula. They're just so close. It's like I'd rather just like go for the cheaper one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they're both really good. I use both of them and I enjoy them. Wendy is saying the Prada eyeshadow palette with the pink shade can be used as a blush. That is a really good point.
It is a very good point.
You would need a small brush, but you can definitely make that work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Any lip treatment products for nighttime that are not scented? I know La Mer has like a lip balm. But it's hard for me to know what isn't scented because most of these are.
Yeah. The Prada is not scented, but I don't know that you would want to use that for nighttime. It's kind of a pricey item just to wear at night.
Exactly. Like the Glossier might have an unscented version. I think they do. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, we've been on for like an hour and 45 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, original clear.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, there's the original one. I feel like when it comes to like a nighttime lip treatment, like you don't really have to spend a ton of money. I think just anything that's like very hydrating that locks in, moisture as you sleep and doesn't like slide off the lips. When I put my Glossier balm on in the morning when I wake up, I can still feel it on my lips. But I also like that bag balm stuff. It's kind of like a lantern balm. I've noticed that they sell that at the drugstore now. So anything simple like that, that's what I normally go for.
Aquaphor?
Yeah.
It's not sexy,
Aquaphor.
it's not exciting, but Aquaphor works.
Yeah, my boyfriend has a big tube of that, and sometimes he puts it all over his face. I'm like, wow, you really
Oh God, no. I wouldn't do
locking in the
that, but
moisture before bed. Yeah, Holly says unscented hyaluronic acid with Aquaphor on top has been gold for me.
there you go. I see you, Holly.
Sarah Hop lip balm, lip dream balm. Yeah, Kathy said, yeah, don't need to spend a lot. Yeah, it wouldn't be the category I would spend the most in personally.
Although I did splurge after your last live with Glam Girl Gabby, and I bought the Gucci lip balm.
Oh, yes.
I
You
couldn't
like
resist,
it?
but oh my God, I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. It's a splurge item. I wouldn't wear it at night, but I love having it in my handbag.
Yeah. Laura's asking, has anybody tried the Laneige Gummy Bear Lip Mask? And if so, what does it taste like? I would love to know what gummy bear means because I love gummy bears or pretty much any kind of candy for that matter. And I don't know what flavor of gummy bear that would be. Now I'm intrigued. Hold on. Let's see. Gummy bear. Oh, it doesn't say. It doesn't have like a description.
I would guess probably something fruity, like generically fruity.
Right. Candy cane swirl. Ooh, that seems to be the one that everybody has been buying. Sweet candy. Oh, gummy bear. Smells absolutely delicious. And after using it for about 3 months, I've really noticed a difference in my lips.
Nice.
We took a photo of the gummy bear. She didn't really say what it smelled like, but she said it smelled delicious. Eggnog latte. I don't love the potted lip masks. I rather just have it in like a tube.
Mm-hmm.
Eggnog and candy cane swirl are the ones that are new. Okay. Let me see if there's any other questions. I love the gummy bear one. It smells good, Vanessa says. Holly says she prefers the Laneige in the tube. Wendy says drugstore Neutrogena all the way. Oh, Lady says it smells like grape. Well, that might make sense why it's purple. When I see purple, I do think grape.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So maybe it's like a grape gummy bear. All right, guys. I think we both were able to, or everybody was able to answer each other's questions. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Trying to think anything else.
Subscribe to Sophia if you're new.
Yeah, if you're new, subscribe, and make sure if you hopped in a little bit later, make sure you head on over to Amit's Instagram account. If you followed her previously, she does have a new Instagram account, so you're just going to have to go to AMITBEAUTYTALK.2, which she has here on her name tag, and then I also have it linked in the description box of this live, so you can always go find it over there. But give her a follow, say hi to her over there. She is posting new makeup releases pretty much every single day whenever they're available, and a lot of us are over there engaging and commenting and just having fun. I share a lot of her posts, so you probably have seen her account from things that I've shared on Instagram. So go over there and follow us. Just wanted to thank everybody for coming and being so engaged, asking some really good questions. I felt like this was fun. If you want me to do this again for any other sales or Black Friday or really anything, I think this would be fun. Just let me know.
Thank you again, Sophia. Thank you.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was fun. All right, guys. I'm going to go eat some dinner. I hope you have a good rest of your night. It's like dark here, but I had so much fun, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.
Bye.